Today's video is sponsored by Forever Pick, exotic wood guitar picks. Handmade one at a time in Chicago, Illinois, you can choose from a selection of exotic woods that will actually improve your guitar's tone. Take advantage of an exclusive 25% off coupon when you buy the full 6-pack at the link in the description. And remember, when you support my sponsors, you support this channel, and I sure appreciate it. Oh, what's this? What's this? What could it be? What could it be?
Is it a storm?
Oh, I've been expecting you. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Oh, it's the mail.
Okay, we gotta take a break from Andy Griffith so that we can open up the Tool album.
I see one.
It's in there. I see it. 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 What could it be? What could it be?
It's the microphone lens yet.
It's a Tool album.
That's so boring, Dad.
Hang on. Let me see. Quick.
Hey, let this go. Hi, baby.
Okay. Check. Okay, we get this up on the desk where we can actually see what we're doing here. But here it is. I got the sneaking suspicion we might have to charge this thing before we do anything with it because it has a charging port right there. Or that could be a line out port, I don't know. I'm sure you have to charge this. But let's see what we got here. This is the beauty of having long fingernails for finger picking, is I can actually open, I've always been able to open CDs very easily. I'm probably, this is how much of a nerd I am, I'm probably actually going to save this little sticker. That's pretty cool. Look at that. Like some of the little dots are reflective up there. Gives more of a three-dimensional quality to it. It's pretty cool. Then we got more of their sacred geometry stuff on the back. That feels like that might have a slight magnet to hold it closed. I believe it does. That's magnetized. That's a nice touch. Alright, look at that. Is that Shiva? It looks like, I think it is. It's kind of a Shiva-like being with multiple arms in some sort of agony or ecstasy position. More spirals over here. Very reminiscent of the imagery we saw at the end of the Parabola video, if you guys remember that, whenever Tricky, you know, he kind of folds his arms and then becomes like a being of light and then kind of gets sucked up into the universal spiral or fractal or whatever you want to call it. Pretty cool. And again, it's got like it's got very fine, you see the reflections there? It's got these very fine printed lines. And they're actually raised, embossed, so you can feel it. That's really, really well done. Once again, in terms of artwork, there is there's nobody better than Tool. Oh shit. Can you hear that? Let's kill some lights. This is the most amazing CD packaging I've ever seen in my life. This is not a CD, this is an experience. Oh, there's that being. Again, with the eyeballs that we've seen in a lot of their past imagery as well. The patterns that you're seeing kind of over the top of the screen, those are just being created by the distortions, the limitations of the pixels. So if you're seeing something like that, I'm not seeing that in person. Wow. I don't know how long this is, or whether it starts over, or just picks up where it leaves off. If you were to close it. But I mean, that's an actual screen embedded into the CD case. And like I said, there's a charging port here. I don't know if you're going to be able to dump the files off. That would be really cool if you could get the actual file off of there for this imagery, but I'm sure if you can, somebody's already beat me to it. It's probably in 100 different places on YouTube already. I can definitely see somebody coming along and hacking this, you know, where you can run a line out to a larger screen and watch it on a large screen. Wow, it just keeps going. You know what this reminds me of is, it reminds me of, you know, those old computer-generated videos that came out in the 90s. I think they were called Mind's Eye. This is kind of what it reminds me of, but I mean, it's obviously far better quality, but it's that sort of transcendental trip, you know, kind of stuff. That's just amazing. Is that the end of it? I think that may be the end of it. Okay, so, no, maybe not. Or this might have been where we began. Anyway, yeah, wow. How about that shit? Let's see if we can better pick up the sound. So just amazing artwork, man. This is not coming across in this video, I'm fairly certain, because I've got these reflections and everything going on, so you're not able to really take in what I'm seeing here, but you've got these. I mean, this is very, very finely printed material. This must have cost a fortune to make. It really must have. And then you've got these little tiny, these kind of tiny sacred geometry bubbles here. I have a book called Nothing in this book is true, but it's exactly how things are, and the whole book is like this kind of stuff. Very cool. I haven't even gotten to the booklet yet. Look at this. There's the skeletal version. So already we're seeing sort of shades of, you know, what we saw on the Lateralus artwork, where you're kind of peeling away the layers. But here we've got the skeleton, and here's the, you know, I guess it's like Krishna or whatever. And here we go. Yep, same sort of thing. Peeling back the layers of this deity or whatever this is. Like I said, I kind of get the sense that this is the same being that we saw at the end of the Parabola video. You know, and we're just following him further along his trip into the land of death or whatever. They actually print lyrics. That's a change. Well, that's a very interesting change, actually. I would not have expected. In fact, I did not expect to see a lyric sheet. You never see a lyric sheet in a Tool album, but here we go. Here's lyrics. And talk about fine printing. Oh my, you can't even, I cannot even begin to. Yeah, I think this is definitely repeating now, so what is it, maybe, I don't know, 4 minutes long or something? 4 or 5 minutes? Well, no, it has to be longer than that. Anyway, but yeah, just the printing quality on this, man, it's just like, I don't even know what kind of paper this is. This is like some translucent stuff. And it's got holes in. Uh-oh, what do they want us to do with the holes? What are we supposed to do with this? Are we supposed to place it over something else? I think we're supposed to place this over something else, and these holes line up. These holes line up with something. What do they line up with? You see what I'm saying? They line up with something. Like, I wonder if you hold this up to the light or something, if it does something special. Nah, it has to be. That has to be something else going on. What's over here? This is the CD. Something else is certainly going on. Holy shit, dude. It just keeps going. If they don't win an award for packaging on this, then something is seriously wrong. The quality of the paper, everything here, man, is just extremely top-notch. And that's an Alex Gray piece. Looks like we've got both Alex Gray pieces here on this. CD, actual CD case, and then we've got the actual CD. And once again, just so weird to see RCA on a Tool CD. But look at that. Holy shit. That just looks freaking amazing. We've got this little card that came out of it, and this is, okay, that's my download code. Okay, this does contain a battery. Different languages on how to handle the battery disposal. And once again, this is just, these holes, there's something going on with those little holes in that paper. You've got to do, what do you do with this? You put something under here or something. It's one of these. One of these pieces of artwork you're supposed to put, is it the CD itself? Maybe it's the CD itself. So you got to do something with that. They wouldn't just randomly put holes. They wouldn't just randomly put holes in something just because. Let's see. Let's try this. No. I don't know. Give me some time with it. I'll probably figure it out. I'm sure some nerd probably already has, you know. He probably got his early or stole it off of the back of a of a UPS truck or something, because he's such a tool tweaker, and he's probably already figured it all out and published it. But again, here we go with lyrics. It's just odd to see lyrics, man, in a Tool album. Okay, that seems to have shut itself down, so I guess that's what, been about 15 minutes? So I guess it shuts itself off after 15 minutes automatically. Once again, we got this translucent page here. I guess that's supposed to allow me to see through, but it's just really, really finely printed. That's just amazing. Nice painting with Justin Chancellor there with his sheriff's badge and 6-pointed star. I'm not sure the significance between this. We got a 6-pointed star here and a 5-pointed star here. More lyrics. Another translucent page. 7-pointed star there. What was it? What was this one? That's a 7 as well. And then we have perturbations on this 6-pointed star that we saw earlier. So there's that star, and then we have these perturbations coming out. So I'm sure you can hear my kids upstairs, but right now they're going to have to give me a second right now, because I'm Daddy's in 13-year Tool withdrawal mode here, and I'm just taking this all in. It's gonna be a second, girls. You're gonna have to give me a second here. Daddy's busy. Daddy is busy. Do you know what's interesting? The way that these are overlaid, and you can kind of see through it. So you can see the star underneath, and you can see this star, and they are of different values. So you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-pointed star here, okay? But then underneath it, you're looking at a 6-pointed star with, again, another level of these perturbations coming out here. It's a fractal. This is a fractal. They're building a fractal. If you've ever seen anything on fractal geometry, that's exactly what they're doing here with these successive 6-pointed stars. They're building out a fractal. So if they kept going with this, it would get more and more and more defined, and you would build a fractal. You would basically build what's on this. So what I think what they're maybe saying is that this is the combination. This is what happens when you keep going with these guys put together. You see? So the whole human race together would be something like that we see on there. So, but this is just these 4 guys, and they're adding their little perturbations. But what's interesting here is how you can see through it, and you can see where the stars kind of line up, or they don't line up underneath. That's sort of like, it reminds me of the polyrhythms of their music itself. So it's kind of reflective of that. And I'm guessing he's going to have yet another level of these perturbations. And he does, in a sense, he's added these little eyes at the ends. Another piece of artwork there. I'm assuming that's going to be a Adam Jones piece right there. Very detailed in person. And yeah, that's, I mean, that's incredible. Very reminiscent of some M.C. Escher stuff. If you're really into Escher and mathematical stuff like that, art, this is very reminiscent of some of that stuff. Also very reminiscent of something you might see, you know, in the Alhambra in Spain, or something you might see, well, I say Moorish influence, but also, you know, stuff that harkens back to Middle Eastern and Turkish sort of art as well. You'll see stuff like this on the insides of cathedrals. Just the way that that's embossed into that piece of paper right there, you can feel it on the front and the back. It's just, if they don't win an award for this packaging, I am just, I will be absolutely incensed. This deserves an award for pack. This is the best CD package I have ever opened in my life. The fact that it has a built-in screen on the son of a bitch is just amazing. You know, the way that it kind of adds to the tool lore, and with the whole, you know, with the whole question about what the hell's going on with these dots. Something is going on with those dots, guys. That's a mystery. You have to figure out what's going on with that. But yeah, so there is the opening of my first new Tool album in 13 years. I remember, you know, it's been a long time coming, man. I was, since the last time Tool put out an album, I've been married. I've had 2 kids. You know, life has marched on, and you know, in some ways, you know, I'm not even close to the same person I was 13 years ago. So this is, you know, this is something that is almost an anachronism, you know, finding a new Tool album. But I've never left Tool. I've never stopped liking Tool. I've never, even for a second, you know, succumb to the peer pressure to not be a Tool fan, you know, or to say, oh, Tool's not cool anymore or whatever. Tool is cool. They dropped a bunch of the tracks from the album, pretty much the entire album, late last night, and I set up last night and listened to a lot of it, listened to most of it, I think. I might have listened to the whole thing, I'm not really sure. But everything that I, you know, heard tells me a couple of things. It tells me the band they've not really left their roots. They've continued to build upon the sort of transcendental, you know, spacey art rock kind of mode that they've been in since they really started down this road during the Aenima years, and it's just kind of progressed ever since. But, you know, and you really can tell that, you know, Maynard James Keenan, obviously he doesn't have the same vocals that he had, I don't think, you know, obviously 20 years ago. I mean, we're talking about over 20 years when Aenima came out. So, I mean, he's not the same vocalist. He's not the same man. None of us are the same people, you know, that we were 20, 25 years ago. So I can excuse that. I can overlook that. But, you know, you can tell that they've kind of gone their separate ways in life in a sense as well. You know, this has been, you could tell this packaging this is Adam Jones's baby. This packaging right here is Adam Jones through and through. I mean, he put this together. You can really feel and see his fingerprints all over this. This is his labor of love. The other guys, I think, were just kind of along for the ride. I think Maynard, you know, he's more focused these days on growing grapes and singing with his other two bands, I think, than he is being in Tool. But nonetheless, it's a new Tool album, first one in 13 years. I couldn't be more thrilled. I can't wait to put it on and actually listen to everything in completely high fidelity. I'll probably stick this in my wife's car and leave it in there for the next year. So, all right, guys, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, hit subscribe down below. And for now, y'all take care.